rise up like a unicorn. Higher, higher. I've been to New York, Transylvania, Pennsylvania. We can think and do lots of stuff with our brain. Now, does anybody know how big the brain is? Anybody?
Barbie may be ready for a makeover. Could the future of the Barbie doll be an average waistline and comfortable clothes? Personal Journal's Anne Chaker joins us to discuss a shakeup in the doll world. Hi, Anne.
Hey, Tanya, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. So fill us in on what's happening with that good old classic, the Barbie doll.
So Barbie is one of these toys that is just so much more than a toy. It's been for 56 years the symbol of femininity, of perfection, and that's become one of the hot button issues for parents today who many of them aren't sure they want their daughters to play with Barbie, and some of the little girls are frankly taken more with some of the edgier, more fashion-forward dolls we're seeing in that fashion doll space today.
Well, I have to say I get it. I was never personally taken with Barbie when I was little, and although I had plenty of friends who were, and I mean, you know, the right here, hot pink skirt, the 8-inch heels. I just don't know. If I had a daughter, I have sons, but this is exactly what I'd want her to be playing with. But has all of this ambivalence been reflected in Mattel's bottom line?
It has. So for the last couple years, we've seen sales of Barbie, the Barbie brand, which includes both the doll itself and licensing revenues, decline precipitously. And so Mattel right now is really kind of hunkering down and trying to figure this out. They're trying to figure out what the public perception of Barbie is and where they want the brand to go.
And now we know that Mattel now has a lot of competition in the field. Let's take a look at some of the other dolls in the marketplace right now.
Sure. So we've got Monster High, which is another doll that Mattel makes. And she's a very kind of edgy, more fashion-forward doll that is appealing to a little bit more of the tween set.
She's edgy, that's for sure.
She's edgy, she's edgy. Then we've got Goldie Blocks. Now Goldie Blocks is made by a California upstart, and she's kind of a tomboy and comes with like a zip line that little girls can construct. And this is a company that makes construction kits for little girls. And this year they've come out with another doll called Ruby Rails, and she comes with a working parachute.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's Goldie Blocks.
On the back there, they're sort of sporty. They do lots of fun things, little and portable. I get it, I get it.
Yes, yes. And then we've got the Lamely doll. Now the Lamely is the brainchild of 27-year-old Nikolai Lamb, who came up with a doll. He referred to Centers for Disease Control data that lists, you know, the average proportions for an average woman, and came out with a doll who looks pretty average and who he thinks imparts a more positive body image for little girls.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, you know, it looks more like a human being, and, you know, she looks fine to me. I wouldn't say that there's anything wrong with this doll. She looks great. So this, I can totally get it. I, as a mother, would prefer giving my daughter a doll that looks like this than that looks like this. That's just my personal preference. But I don't know if that's going to pan out in the marketplace. How is Barbie being transformed now?
So this is really interesting. So Mattel is really kind of hunkering down and trying to figure this out. And they did something that's really kind of unprecedented. They went outside the company and appointed a board of about a dozen, mostly women in differing fields, from you know, tech to politics, to kind of get a sense of what the public is saying about Barbie and where they want the brand to go. So you're going to be seeing new marketing and advertising being rolled out in the coming weeks and months over the holiday season that takes Barbie out of that kind of perfect image and into like a more kind of real life play sort of space. So you just saw this ad, for instance, of a little girl who's using her imagination and thinking of all the different things she could become. And Mattel here is saying very clearly that it's not so much about the doll, but what the doll imparts to that little girl. And it's good things like allowing her to use her imagination and the value of good play.
Well,
and also in the coming, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say you get to test it out at home because you actually have a daughter. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what mom and dad think if the kids don't like the dolls. So what does your daughter think?
Well, I think my daughter has become concerned that I've been studying her dolls so much in the last few weeks. She's ready for this to run.
She's wondering why mom is regressing, right?
Right.
All right. Thank you so much, Anne Marie, for that.
Thank you, Tanya.